Welcome everybody to Onward VRML Season 14, week number 4. We have OP and Resurgence here tonight. These teams, I don't know if they truly need a full introduction here. Resurgence has been around for a very long time, made up of a handful of really good players, handful as in the team roster themselves, having 7 here, if I'm counting correctly. Real quick stance there. And right now, as you can probably see on the mini-map, mini-game display there, we have God of Shinobi, Zero's Toxic, and Re in the lobby all ready to go. And just waiting on 2 more there. And on the other side, OP, a brand new team formation from Season 14, but they are no strangers, of course, to the Onward combat that there is. They have a wide variety of experience overall. Jerp, Oasis, Loreen, Canadian Jesus, and Irvadi. So, names you should have already recognized. And if you have a little bit of an eagle eye there and kind of see in the background, we are starting off on quarantine. We are at the hospital. Not a favorite, mine at least. Some people may like this one a little bit more than others because of how potentially capable it is. Lots of combat inside the hospital itself. Looks like we're just still waiting on the 2 there, so let's get into the bans tonight. On OP side, they don't want to play a ban in a Bazaar. And Downfall and Subway on the other side with Resurgence. So, Subway being a ban is kind of a surprise to me because usually people like playing it a lot. But at the top tiers, it turns into a very different map. And you usually have to change up some tactics to try to get a little bit of an advantage. But overall, it is probably still the most played map. I haven't looked at the map statistics in a little bit, but it is probably the most played map still through the last 3 seasons. Looks like we're waiting on just 1 now. So, if you haven't yet, go grab yourselves a drink, go grab some snacks. You're not going to want to leave your screen, whether it be a phone or computer, for very long, because this is going to be some intense gameplay. And if you are new into Onward, welcome to the channel. See a handful of people who subbed in the last few hours here. Looking back, what we had, like probably 10 to 15 people in the last 24 hours follow along, and a couple of subs. So welcome to the channel. Thanks for everybody who is following and subbing. Definitely love to see the amount of people who come in for first times or even subbing for the first time. So definitely appreciate you being around and taking part of the community here. If you're new to VRML as a whole, check out the website vrmasterleague.com. We have Onward, we have Echo, we have Snapshots, we have Blast On, we have oh boy, am I forgetting the name of it already? The new one by the same developers as Blast On, Ultimex. I don't know why I forgot that one. It's been on rather recently with the channels here. So plenty of games. Pavlov. Can't forget Pavlov. Got a handful of friends who play Pavlov competitively in VRML. So we got a handful of games that if Onward's just not your thing, but you're discovering us for the first time, go check those out. And those leagues are pretty active. I believe Echo just started off a few weeks ago, and Pavlov was maybe a week behind Onward as well. So the teams are still looking for people to join up if you don't play Onward, or if you even do play Onward, you can still, of course, go over to the website and check out who is looking for teams. We have a channel that is dedicated to just recruitment itself. So, welcome in. Chawi is our last in on Resurgence, and Playboy Nug is the 4th player. So we got everybody set to go here. We'll be starting up just momentarily. Now, we are on a 6-minute delay. So if I don't see something in chat, it's because I'm focusing on the game and we're on a 6-minute delay. So I'm really 1 round, maybe a round or into the next planning round ahead of you here. So just try to bear with the delay there, and see if we can get somebody in for predictions, because those are good to have for these kind of maps, for these kind of matchups here. Alright, I just got a message from Jerp, who is looking like they're leading the charge tonight. We are ready to go. Grab a sip of tea here. It is a little bit colder than normal, but while we are waiting for the round to start up here, shout out to the sponsors: Downpour Interactive, VR Cover, ProTube VR, VRML of course, Asterion, and Arma GG for the gear. This jersey is one of the thicker ones. I mentioned that a couple of times because to me the thickness and wickering capabilities do matter, especially when you're sweating in them a lot. But that's just me. Alright, here we go. Into the gameplay we go. There's the bell starting it off.
If you want me to show you my work, I got like skills, I got
Are you gonna do like a nap?
bro, what do you, I mean, going down on welding, yeah.
No, going down right there, boy.
Not seeing anything drastic on kit differences here tonight so far. Zero's going to hold in on the uplink, and 2 are going up top. Chawi all the way in the back. Early shots out from body do take out Playboy Nug. That is going to be key information for OP, or for Resurgence, as they are now seeing that this is more of the quick spawn. But look at this formation here. Everybody except for the 1 is pushing all the way to the right-hand side. 1's actually doubling back here. Body's going all the way around to join up, making this a 3-2 split with Jerp. Kind of looking for that that mid push. They are checking off to the right to make sure the rest of the team is cleared to push in. But they're not going to see Ree all the way in the top here. Really not expecting much in the way of peeking here, as most just are going to cover the angles they've got. But
Central, where the fuck have we even shot him? You made it to Central building.
I said I was taking burning, bro.
you can see a little bit of the lasers starting to bounce around over in the direction that they're going to be coming through, but look at this little bit of a smidge angle here. Question is Laureen going to actually notice this over here? Laser's still checking a little bit low on that.
Just exited second floor of impact. He's going towards the plane. He's on the second floor. He's watching from like the little barricaded area.
Ree ends up having to duck down, and they drop their gun real quick there, but quick pickup overall. Gonna stay remaining down. It looks like the Shinobi is gonna at least be aware of that angle coming in now. Smoke? Not really, I think, as far as they wanted to go. It's gonna get Ree back safely, though.
-1.
Down goes body with Chowie in.
Killed on hospital.
Oh, and a second one here. Taking Ree out, making this a 4v3, still in the favor of OP, but look at this laser. Canadian Jesus is all the way out and exposed. This is not going to be good for them on top of the sand dune here.
Hospital roof's dead.
Straight out in the end, directly on the uplink over there. Down goes Canadian to Shinobi, and look at this. It's 1v2 with Laureen around the corner. Shinobi trading out in the end of it all, and Resurgence going to take the first point of the game. So yeah, Chowie with 3-1 already. First round, and then everybody else on OP gets one apiece, except for Jerther. So Chowie definitely had a good angle overall for Resurgence with the defense there. And they were doing a 3-2 split, so I mean, overall they're gonna get the kind of the luck or not so lucky kind of set of action, because of the fact that if you're going really two opposite routes, you may not see one or the other one, depending on actually how you're positioned and how peaky you get here. Looks like we did get predictions out, so grab those as you can. We don't really talk about stats because, I mean, Resurgence has been around for a very long time, but just for 14 alone, they have not played Quarantine in a match. 13 with all of that time and distance away. Played Quarantine Day one time? Maybe statistically this was a good choice for OP to start out on. Let's see where Lorraine's gonna tuck. Okay, they're tucking now in the stairway. Similar spots actually from Resurgence to OP here.
They got the north spawn.
They're playing in the middle, definitely gives them a little bit of the advantage to get that peak at least in half of the map, but now this is gonna slow them down a little bit and try to figure out where they were. It looks like Chowie is trying to find that angle. Doesn't look like they're gonna find it from back here. Burning is correct, but the angle that they're holding, you're not going to really see them too easily there. But look at this, all the way out in the distance. Take a look at the mini-map. We got one rotating all the way around as well. Drip is really just in kind of a good safe spot to get a quick pick and then just kind of stay tucked in. really looking around trying to find something, but they're gonna have to watch their right-hand side shortly when Nug does end up getting on the courtyard. He's definitely taking it very, very,
there's
yeah,
someone else
careful.
with us somewhere.
Oh, there we go. That's why they're thinking somebody else is around, but
I
they
swear I
really,
could bet money that I heard someone.
they really are pretty safe over there. So we're gonna come back over to the angle here, see from where Canadian might actually be able to get a quick peek out on Nug. As they approach the front of the tank, they are fully exposed now. The question is, are they going to get the lasers dialed in at the right time here? A little bit of onward timing, of course, not looking to their left.
Okay, yeah, Quarantine has great hitboxes. He's on tank, on tank. He's out in the open, on tank.
Good info from Vadi, but they got to also watch the right-hand side here, as they've definitely been exposing sound-wise where they've been sitting. And Canadian then challenges Zeros to at least get them to draw back around the corner of the building. It was a great play overall, but they also need to watch this left-hand side, as Vadi was calling out. Somebody is down there. Zerp ends up getting the down in the end. Not going to be able to get that confirm. It's not going to be good for them because they can lead around the tank and get them.
-1 in the garage.
Only a down here. I expect Zeros to at least get this confirm tag. And only a down again. Canadian clearly very aware as to where Zeros is. And probably doesn't realize they don't need to worry about Nug very much anymore. Down they go. There's the revive for Vadi. This is making it a 3-2. Really a 2.5 because Playboy Nug could be leaning around and getting a little bit of intel over to the rest of the team. I think we just barely caught the chatter of Ree saying they were going for the res, so it is a 4-2 now. 4-1 with Chowie around the corner, looking for that refrag at the very least here. Are they gonna be able to see Lorraine? No. Handful of shots, just barely missed Chowie in all of this. They have a big fight ahead of them. Oasis coming around the corner as well. Vadi charging in, it goes down. Oasis around the corner and with a great flashbang does take them out, and this is going to make this a tie game 1-1. You can hear the excitement in the team after that. Just hear the excitement at the end and the momentum they're trying to maintain with energy. Ooh, we are going to impact. This one might turn interesting. I don't know if they fix it, but I think you can still cap them around the other side. I don't know if it's actually like a fix that needs to be done, because it is still the standard range. You can, last I knew, cap around from behind the plane on PCVR. So let's keep an eye on this particular angle in case somebody does attempt that.
jumped off of the roof, went inside hospital, two on ambulance.
I didn't see the dudes on the roof.
Dude.
I didn't know, bro.
Howie taking up a key position here in burning. Can at least get a little bit of the intel. Oh, they're not going to go to the second floor in the end of it. They were changing their mind. Get a little bit of key intel if somebody's coming out through the tank courtyard or not. Zero watching the road. Are they going to see this cross? No, I don't think they are. I think the two all the way down the road are going to kind of hang out for a little bit here. But look, we got plenty of folks here already on the hospital.
Peek me.
We lost one.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We're still good. We're still good. We're still
Oh,
good.
no, we didn't. No, we
Sounds
didn't.
like
Never
center
mind.
burning near. Probably near center burning. He made it across. We're still in fives. I'll send a smoke center burning. Just let me know when.
A little bit of coordination here going on. Great to see overall. We kind of expected out of these teams here, getting the coordination, the utility down to at least either create a distraction or get something for crossing. Looks like that smoke was meant for Jerp. And Chowie is now looking, of course, to see where that came from. Really no movement from Resurgence to try to counter this rotation here to the south and east. We can see all the way in the northeast. That Canadian is still kind of just taking it slow. They're really trying to plan for a delayed push there.
There's like tree guy jacking up. I got one down though. One down though. Crack courtyard. They're hospital right now.
Killed one.
Oh, and looks like they were doing a little bit of a rotation all the way out of the back there. Tar 21, handful of shots getting the confirm on that, so that's gonna at least get Vadi kind of out of commission here, and that's one of the strong players. Oasis is looking for that refrag because Ree's really not in a position where they can rotate back anywhere without being pincered. And the call-outs, you may be able to hear it just a little bit behind a little bit of the footsteps and the motion, but don't let me die. Watch this cross, don't let me die. Was called from Ree, and that's going to be some key information for Oasis and Lorraine, saying, hey, they're going to be watching this direction weak. You really can't progress for this kill much farther. Oh! Laser was dialing right in on Oasis, but they didn't shoot. 2 minutes remaining. Something's going to have to happen here. Canadian's still all the way in the back on the downed truck. They got a lot of ground to cover, while the rest of the team here isn't trying to get in directly to the impacted plane, but really they're focusing on Vadi. They're really tunneling in on this particular position. That results in a trade out in the end. Oasis has a minute and 30 to move, and they go the wrong direction based on Chowie's bullets flying at the back of them. And now this really leaves Canadian on AC, all alone with a minute and 15 remaining. They gotta to find 3 in order to win this round here. "35 seconds. The bell's gonna be going off here on the watch. They really just had a long way to go overall for this push. Now there's nobody sitting directly down here, but Zeros is a little bit away. The flashbang is going to end up giving away their position, though. Look at this. Shinobi dropping down and misses the flashbang in return. 3 seconds remaining. Down they go, and they are out of time. All right, looking at this kill count here briefly. That was the third round. 8 and 3 on Chowie. Canadian 4 and 2. 2s on the board for nearly everybody else. I think throwing that flashbang in the last 10 seconds, I think that really was the key failing point for that round. Because I think if they ended up trying just to sneak in, they probably could have hugged the left-hand side of that wall and not been seen by Zero. And while they had to have been a little bit more noisy, and Shinobi could have dropped down still in the end of it all, that may have actually gotten them in the range close enough. And tucking into the broken part of the wall would have at least reduced a little bit of that body angle shot. Just my opinion. I think that was the only real issue there. And then maybe yeah, it was the only real issue. They got in with a minute and 15 seconds remaining, and then instead of going through the center of the map, they went all the way back around. They continued on their path. But they still got in on the uplink in 10 seconds, and it was entirely undetected at that point. Take a quick peek at chat. Thanks for stopping in. We got 64 people viewing right now. We're only 40 minutes in on the stream here. Welcome into a handful of first-time chatters, veterans, and non-alike. Lots of familiar names scrolling through, but a handful of new. All right, round number 4. Oasis is going all the way in the back. I'm gonna double back around. Canadian's gonna hang out nearby. Jerk pulled on a similar angle to where Zeros was initially gonna be bouncing back and forth here between the fuselage sides.
They just crossed towards AC.
Where'd they cross?
Towards AC. 1 or 2 of them crossed.
Remain focused on north to make sure.
All right, that little bit of intel does help them out. The opposite side, though, it's looking kind of a similar attack approach here. Chowie is looking for the smallest little angle they can on the surrounding area. I take that back. They're gonna come back downstairs here. Take a look at Zeros. Ooh, do I hear?
White car,
I hear a drone. I hear a drone.
-1.
Quick little call out there does save the lives of Ree. Whew. Vadi now expecting me to look in this direction here as well, though. The white car was called out. I don't see the drone in the air anymore. So maybe it got shot down. They're gonna at least be able to progress relatively safely around here, though. Take a quick peek back on the opposite side, because we got Jerp, Shinobi, and Playboy Nug starting to close in on the area. A little bit of movement won't be heard by Shinobi just yet. Zero is trying to get a little bit of that angle on the other side. Of course, as I say, they're going to pull off, and Ree is going to start to look this direction as well. But I don't think they're going to see... Yeah, they're definitely not going to see anything until Vadi peeks out a little bit more on either side. See Shinobi slowly closing in off on Jerp in the distance there. Flashbang up and over. That does hit the body. Is Ree gonna capitalize on this? The flashbang is definitely worn off. Body ends up getting that kill in the end there. This is gonna put OP in a little bit more of a tricky situation in the northwest, as there really is nobody... I'm sorry, Resurgence around in the northwest, because there's really nobody to kind of take over and try to get that line broken. Shinobi is directly below Jerp now, and look at the stealth. Somebody's been playing some stealth games here. Jerp is entirely unaware as to what's going on. And with that little distraction, that might give away Shinobi's position ultimately in the end here.
How many kills we have? I have one.
Got to keep an eye on the time here. 1:40, and Jerp is very clearly
43.
above the both of them here. There's that pre-fires we saw out of Shinobi, but ultimately not going to find anything. And the laser comes in around, and they both trade out in the end. They can be revived. Playboy Nug's going to get that, as they are shot at in the end, though. That does not connect in the grand scheme of things. 1 minute remaining. Zero's Toxic is trying to get in on the uplink, while Playboy Nug and Shinobi have a lot of distance to cover. Are they going to come around in the little crook? It looks like they're going to attempt it. 45 seconds remaining. Canadian, I don't think is going to recognize somebody is directly there. 35 seconds. Tablet is out. Zero's Toxic is looking for the angle. Is this going to happen? Is Canadian going to recognize that this is not what they think? Resurgence could win this if they find the right angle. The hand pokes through. It looks like just too much, and they are not going to get the cap. Canadian grabs Shinobi, but look to the left. Oasis is there. Down they go. 3 seconds remaining. Resurgence is going to run out of time, just like OP had done on Marsoc. Oh. You hate to see it run out of time. Just hate to see it. But that has such a hard angle to find. It's very, very difficult to find, as we can see. Like, they were clearly doing their best to try to find that little bit of the angle to get the tablet in there, but without actually having the fuselage interfere. It's such a hard angle to find there and do it quickly. we're seeing that the timer is being used up on every round as much as they really can. So it shows the level of patience on both Marsoc and the Volk, especially with Volk saying, hey, we're just gonna sit here, we're really not gonna move around unless it's really, really called for. And with the top tiers, Resurgence having a championship underneath their belts, expected, but you really got to have the discipline for it as well. It's a very big thing to develop. It's very something you really, really got to work on individually and as a team.
Where are you going?
Here's round number 5. And Zero's gonna duck all the way underneath. Just gonna sit and wait. First shot's out of
just messed up.
I don't really need this spot. but,
Nowhere.
Like, I don't know what to
my
do
eyesight
either.
just fucked up.
Shinobi, give me a Shinobi. Come here.
I swear I saw a poof of blood out of Shinobi as he was shooting.
I hate this shit, dude.
Right side. I just saw them push all my motel.
Okay, Shinobi, can you watch behind Motel?
Don't peek at him, I got him. Don't even try to peek him.
A little bit of a dangerous angle, ultimately, because these windows are rather exposed. And this one's twice the size of the one on the left. So they can clearly see the movement, unless all the way in the back. Chirp might actually get taken out here. Yeah, down they go. This is going to at least expose where Chowie is. Well, although Oasis is firing themselves, so they didn't
Echo 4,
see...
Echo 4.
Didn't see or hear Chowie over this direction.
Echo 4.
Suspect Lorraine is gonna at least relay the information that Chowie is in the south. I'm sorry, the western side of the building. While Playboy Nug is at least suppressing that area out there, nothing. They get down from behind, but Chowie does at least find another one out there in the end, and down a third.
He's capping, he's killed.
Woo! Call out saying, somebody capping here. Somebody needs to be watching this a little bit closer. There's nobody directly on it either right now. And Body is on opposite side of the approach here, so they could pincer this relatively well. Zero's peeking his head up just a little bit there. Trying to find anything with a little bit of ducking and weaving. Down goes Ree. It's still revivaled. And there goes Chowie with a quick 1.5. 240 remaining. Down goes Shinobi with the revive. Oh no, it's a 2-2 with 240 remaining.
Fuck me, yes, there's fucking multiple guys. He just revived. I don't know if he shot him again. There's another guy.
Hear the adrenaline and panic kind of settling in from Vadi while they're trying to relay this information over Lorraine on the opposite side there.
I don't know who's revived or...
Vadi's going to try to end up finding a different angle here. Let's see what Ree and Toxic are talking
Dude, stop
about.
peeking. Let him push.
I'm not peeking him. I'm trying to watch our back. Why? Because there's 2 alive, not 1.
Because if he pushes us, we will hear him. We have to hear him.
On me, behind me.
Lorraine could really push us to the right and make their way around. Zero's pinned down from Vadi, so we would really only have the angle to try to actually get this kill there. 125. Is Ree going to end up pushing this, exposing themselves out to Vadi as Zero does themselves? They are going to get a flashbang around the corner. Lorene's around the corner as well, and they are in capping range. Ree's got to collapse in, and uh-oh, Lorene's not ready. Woo! And down goes Vadi as they're peeking out and trying to find the refrag, and Resurgence keeps it alive and going in a very, very chaotic and intense round. What were we seeing there? Whew. I don't know if both teams really realized just the amount of chaos they were causing on both sides of their game, both mentally within themselves as a unit, and then the other side, because whew, that pincering method that OP had pushed in and really executed pretty well towards the end. When you consider, I mean, the downs did happen around the motel, but the push was still ongoing. And wow, 2 people causing that much chaos and that much concern over the uplink because of the way they really just got it timing wise for keeping Zero pinned on the road and re-stuck in that building. And with that building, the thing is you can get shot from almost any of the construction floors because you've got the walls that are just so broken apart over here. And you got the angle if you're on the 2nd floor and above to at least hit down onto the 1st floor. So you gotta really, really be concerned about that unless you're tucked into the stairwell itself. But when you don't have a lot of the potential to come around quickly and save the uplink. Is the rest of the match gonna be like this? Because this is gonna be some great entertainment and casting, but wow, it's gonna be a heart pounder.
Any guys on the VJ? I'm pushing to this.
I got apartments. Taking that.
Flashlight on the back of, on the bottom of the gun there, actually. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Having to do a quick duck down. They do get hit. Not gonna go for the syringe right away. Are they gonna be able to peek the toes there? No, they take a second shot in the end of it. Now they're gonna have to duck back around, get the flashbang out, and use the syringe here. Calling for the reinforcements would be wise, it seems, but they are just gonna keep going back around the corners. Uh-oh. Thought it was gonna be a flashbang or something in the end. Not gonna really impact that. Shaoi's gonna get them in the back, maybe? Nope. The smoke ultimately protects Vadi in the end of it. Down goes one Shinobi. Ready for them? No. Shot them in the face. There's a call for 2. Down goes 3. All while injured. A flashlight might have actually played a bit of a role there in the close quarters of that. I don't think anybody was really expecting a flashlight on quarantine day, and especially at this kind of a close range here. We obviously have the sub in with Steve, James, Tim. They were obviously not here the previous round. Looks like Resurgence is trying to rotate people out, keep people fresh, or get a little bit of a new perspective on how OP is playing.
He's over here on a gray container.
Down Vadi goes, finally not gonna get the double tap there right away. Vadi's staying silent. Wise decision. But the call-out was already there that he's on the gray container. And while all this action's been happening, Ree is going to double back and around. There's the confirm.
Motel. Gotcha. Yeah. So I killed one, you killed one. Let's assume that's 3 left. I'm gonna go through the yard building. I'm gonna go quiet now.
And while we know they're right on the kill counts, they're going to assume the 3 is remaining. Peek on the staircase. Oh, there's the voice from Canadian. Canadian's gonna be able to hear this in return, though. Oasis is watching this angle loosely. They are peeking quite well, as we can see the shoulder and the knees exposing with each peek. Hopping in over on Rhea, as we can see that they did say they were gonna go dark and go quiet here. One little misstep from Rhea, Oasis is gonna know that somebody's in this building and get the call out. We can kind of see that Steve is maintaining a little bit of mobility over there, trying to keep loose. Well, maybe to their detriment, just a little bit too much there.
On me, center burning. On me, center burning. I'm in center building.
Yep, there's the call out, as the footsteps were just loud enough for Oasis to hear it. Body is turning into a good close quarter encounter that I think might have thrown off OP in the I'm sorry, Resurgence in the end of it all. The flashlight on quarantine day, I usually don't see it. And if you're going to be up in somebody's face coming around a corner, that's a great tactic or time to use it as well. And I just don't think that Resurgence was really expecting that kind of a push overall, so kudos to them for thinking a little bit more out of the box on it, and I guess spending the points a little bit differently than a standard kit you usually see, and maintaining just flashbangs and smoke grenades. So we are back in here, as you can see in the mini game window. We're back over on the impact building for the final round. This round is going to determine who's going to take the very first map here, and who's going to go in feeling a little more disappointed and possibly thrown off a little bit more in a mental game. The final round of map number 1. Here we go. Round number 7.
I'll keep it on the guess I'll just get in my same spot I went to.
I think I saw a C4. I think I did.
Or until someone knows I'm there. Then I'll. But until then, I'm staying hidden.
Alright, so there's the plan from Zero. Oh, early shots out from Vadi getting Shinobi. And that's gonna give away. It's gonna give away the position. Position that OP is looking to come in from. Early smokes covering Chowi's perspective on the left-hand side. Another one following suit. Oh, no, handful. They're not going to actually cover the entire perspective there, though. Somebody needs to get a smoke off to the left if they want to get full obscuration. But the smoke is nearly useless if nobody's going to capitalize it. Vadi's going to start sprinting all the way up onto the rubble, but only down re. There's the confirm. The smoke is now dissipating, and everybody is going to be in play here. That smoke was great cover for getting everybody in on the western front. The Canadian is the only one remaining on the outside and looking to get some sort of an angle here. Maybe hold them off. Maybe get a little bit of a distraction there. That's not going to work ultimately. Jerp is going to come in and be on top of the uplink. Tablet is out and Jerp is not recognized in the area. Oh, and they didn't get the cap.
I got him. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking kills.
The cap opportunity lost, but winning it the round in the end. So either way, it gives the momentum to OP. It looks like we're not going to do a rehost. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to do a rehost. Everybody's set to go on Suburbia. Where are we starting off? We're starting off in Burning Building. And if you missed a match earlier in the week, we had a couple of non-standard angles. I mean, that Suburbia is only so big, so there's really not many places you can ultimately hide in, but we had a couple of different angles being held. At least that I saw in my brief time of checking in on the match itself. But like one of the angles was here, and we're holding a very late angle because you really can't see behind the sandbags. It was a risky situation. That was one of the few tidbits that I saw that was a little different. Are we going to get any substitutes here as we are taking an additional minute? Yes. Too Fast for You 2 is now joining us for the night on OP. And it looks like Oasis is the one being replaced there. So, I think we're gonna have predictions still around. Don't quote me on it though. I'm not keeping a terribly close eye on who is in, but welcome to those who have joined us for the mid to end waypoint of map number 1. Let's get back into the game here. Suburbia round number 1 with OP opting to take the western side to start off, while Canadian is being a little bit more risky, doing a counter flashbang on here, but all of the team is pushing lane 4 with 1 holding all the way in the back. Re is trying to play a little bit of the wider flanking angle there. Down goes Too Fast from an excellently thrown grenade.
-1.
There goes Vadi as well. So it is currently a 3v5 with 1 revivable, but nobody's going to be able to go get Too Fast ultimately here. They're going to have to just sit and do callouts. Chowie's around the corner, nobody looking at this direct angle though. Canadian's going to have to come back and collapse in. Flash smoke out from Laureen in the end does give a little bit of the obfuscation here, but ultimately OP is going to go down fighting, and Resurgence only loses 1 with a 5-man push all the way through lane 4 from OP. Wow. Where were those kills ultimately? Oh, there was 1 down. Okay, so I think I misspoke. I said OP at the end. It's actually Resurgence who was getting those kills, and then OP had the 1 die on the 5-person push there. I might have misspoke. A quick round in on round number 2. Not even the full minute and a half. Let's just get this going is what the teams are saying. Suburbia is very frequently played by all of them. So not much of a need to plan terribly much.
Pre-fire, I'm gonna die.
No pre-fire out surprisingly on this.
Worst pre-fire.
The same exact play as before. And a smoke on the way in. A second smoke all the way in the back. Somebody's got a Quest 2 arm superstar going on there. 1 revive already because of a down. Ree is going to hold an excellent angle to be able to pop that thing over and get some kills through the hedges if they get a little bit lucky. Chowie getting body on the far outside of lane 4 there. OP now in a 3v4 scenario. Canadian Jesus around the corner with Ree now popping up and exposed entirely. A missed opportunity for that kill. We're definitely going to hear the footsteps coming through. Down they go. OP's going to have to now figure out how to play this as a 2-person push. And just like that, it is a 2v2 here with Canadian still kind of holding the same spot around there, but try to duck down below. Zero is able to at least see the feet if they come this way. Maybe a little wise to not go that route, even though you can't see through the BMP very well there. See if somebody is actually holding that angle. Shinobi goes down because it's a 2v1. The question now is Zero going to be able to hold this, or are they going to be able to distract, flashbang, or smoke to get in on the uplink? Looks like it's going to be a firefight trade out in the end. Resurgence is going to, or OP is going to make the return on the round there. Kill counts here just in round 2. Zeros, Toxic 3 and 1, Jerp 3 and 2. A couple of 2s and 1s on the rest of the board. So relatively even between the teams right now with kills, but they aren't playing any special angles in particular. They're really not kind of like sitting and staying or sitting and holding. They're really moving around. They're kind of trying to keep agile and get a little bit of a quicker kind of a pick. So anybody got a PKM to at least hold this down? No, the pre-fire is not going to come out. And And it is going to allow Steve James Tim to get all the way in early. Chowie inside the building.
-1.
Does get Canadian. Pushing middle is called. Oh. Early around here. Chowie now getting in on the hedge lines here.
Flash your teammate.
Minus another.
And just like that, pick after pick after pick from each side. Resurgence takes the second round, takes the third round. So I guess we're not going to see any pre-fire in Suburbia. I'm kind of expecting it in this particular angle because if you pre-fire on the clock, like, you can cut the majority of the team down as they're trying to get through the hedges. Like, that's a big play. If you can cut them down as they're trying to get over across the picnic table, like, that's a huge advantage. All right, somebody's not very happy
Sitting on sandbags watching slide push. I'm watching slide.
to start this off.
Alright, I'm just gonna push immediately to center.
6, 3, 4, 8, 9.
A little frustrated here. Are they going to make it, or somebody going to pre-fire? No, nobody's going to pre-fire that. So a double up on the same Hesco, a little dangerous, but they are at least looking to get anything coming through. Down goes Ree on the bottom, the south side of the map, with Shinobi now kind of cutting in on a halfway point to cover the rest of the push from the south. Flashbang up and over from too fast, and a return flash. I don't think that caught them in the end. I think Steve was looking for that shot on too fast, but they get ducking around the corner just fast enough. Zero's going to hold the critical angle of attack there as they can get through the hedges, but also maintain security on the northern side of this. Flashbang that is up and over, not going to make it across the sandbags. It's not going to give the effect that they're looking for. A second one over. And out comes the smoke from OP. They are looking to capitalize this, but it is not going to work because one person was remaining in the end of it all. This is going to be a tie game all the way through, isn't it? Trade after trade, down after down. It's just too fast to keep up with on Suburbia because they are just pushing aggressively, playing it as if it's a very small map instead of changing paces. Now we're in obviously a very, very different position here with the red car. Are we gonna get that change of pace? Is somebody going to decide to play slow on Marsoc? There's only really 2 to 3 rounds left here. A different pace would really throw them off. No pre-fire again. Is it worth it, I guess, to these teams? Is there something about the pre-fire where they just don't care for it? Look at that little bit of an angle here. Perfect position to be able to do a quick pop up and over with the flashbang, a frag grenade, and a C4. An excellent frag grenade cooked off, and that's going to take Vadi out, a key player in on a key position. See a couple of standard positions here where folks are holding defense, but Laureen looking to get a little bit of something to connect on Reed, does pay for it in the end with the impatience. Now it is a 4-3 with nobody directly on the uplink itself. This rotation is going to have to happen. It's going to be very, very dangerous here now, as really this entire left-hand side is exposed. Ryu or Chowie could get in on the red car behind it, and there's nothing that somebody could do about it from OP's side.
-1 across street lane 2.
Steve might have taken a shot there.
Left side by the.
Down goes Shinobi all the way in the left side there on the gray car from Jerp. So we got one more holding that position.
That should get.
And instead of going for cap, just cutting the team down, Resurgence is showing that they have the ability to just keep maintaining momentum here despite a round trade for round trade and really just find all these picks. The fact that they're able to really find all these angles and get the kills that they need to make these rounds count is really showing the fact that they've got the experience and able to dominate on such a familiar map. And if we look at the kill counts here, you can kind of see it on the mini map there. Maybe not so much in the detail, but Chowie's 8-2. Toxic is 4-3. Shinobi's 3-3. And on the opposite side with OP, it's 7-5 to Jerk, 3-3 to Canadian, and 3-4 to Too Fast. So the kills are being realized on OP, but they're really just not holding the defense down as they need to.
But then I'll spam it again if you need to free fire it.
No. Just spam it if I can shoot them. I don't give a shit where they are.
Okay.
Zero. I don't give a shit where they are unless I can kill them.
I'll spam it.
There's a point.
That is a good point. You don't care where they are as long as you can kill them. As long as you can make that connection.
Oh my.
Maybe that's going to give a little bit of the luck that they need on the OP side to get in and get these kills. Looking for this angle. Nobody's back here on 4 that Jerp is looking at. Flashbang up and over. That might have connected as they ducked before they ducked down. Down goes Zero, charging in with 3 ultimately on the western side here on lane 1. Excellent little bit of position. Oh, look at the action! Look at that! They got the cap! They got the cap! We were looking at all the action over here on lane 1 with the push and distraction, but somebody sneaks in and gets a stealthy cap. Who is that? That is Body. With a 1-5, they save the day and get the map pick. Oh, the wrong button there. Hit highlight reel. I need to hit the +2. Oh, now I'm all discombobulated. Let me fix these scores. This is what I meant to hit high game. There we go. Map number 3 is Cargo. Ooh. What are we in for now? Am I gonna have time to set up between here? Like, this is gonna be another fast one. Alright, where are we starting at? We are on the back of the red container, the north red container. And you know what? Since this is gonna be utter chaos, I'm just gonna post a few cameras around and a higher view because I know this is gonna be an absolute nightmare to keep track on at a lower tactical level. So OP gets quarantine and suburbia under the nose of all of us there. And so they're gonna take the match ultimately against Resurgence. Flashbang up and over on Canadian, it's gonna at least impact Re and return. And after all of that, Shinobi gets the one there, and the rest of the OP is still hanging back here in the end of it all. Down goes Shawi in return on that push there. And look at this, like, they're leaving the uplink fully open. And they're just playing this as we're gonna charge in and do it. We're just gonna have at it. So, nobody's gonna go for caps, it looks like, in that round. Alright. So, I mean, that felt a little bit more like a pub lobby because of how Volk was just pushed all the way up and just pushing Marsoc all the way back. And the uplink was just wide open. If somebody was able to at least slip through the defense pushing, that would have been a very, very big surprise for really everybody yet again.
Subway definitely should have been a bad. Quarantine should have been bad. So we just go for next time.
Dude, we know we suck at quarantine.
We know Chow was a little
It's
bitch.
my worst fucking map.
Same.
I don't have a problem with quarantine. I actually like
We
quarantine.
should've
I hate quarantine.
Sprayed out early on, ultimately coming out there with the down and then a kill in that front. Gonna keep moving. Ree is coming up through the green container looking for something in the grenade and, corner. Not gonna find anything. Vadi is gonna hold the mid position and really not see anything for a little bit here. Resurgence has flipped the gameplay speed overall. Now a 3v2 with just a little bit of angle clearing out from Too Fast. Lorraine is ducking all the way down in the back there. Chowie pushing through and starting to get a little bit more of those kills and trying to get this ultimately cleared out. And Ropi is going to return the favor with one person still remaining on their feet. So this is gonna be a little different than I was expecting on Cargo. If we're seeing a couple of different tactics already. There's no planning going on here, as we can tell with the pace behind the tent walls.
Chowie knows.
Were you still rocking a TAR 21? Anything else?
Everyone, Shinobi shot with defense.
Nothing different that I've seen here between the rounds.
-1.
Down goes Ree, a little bit of the pre-fire through the door, and Shinobi charges Canadian and gets the kill in the end there. Jerp taking out 2 on the right-hand side of the map. This is clearing it out for OP to get in on Resurgence for the first time here.
Right here.
It's just Steve remaining, but they got a great angle to cover the uplink here. They're really not going to have somebody get around on either side, but this foot, maybe a little bit of a toe tag or a butt tag there in the end. The head peek and down goes Lorraine. Body swings around the opposite side and gets the last kill there. OP is going to take round number 3. Alright, kill counts. 6 and 3, Shinobi. 3-2 for Steve. Couple of ones on the board for Resurgence. And then Jerk with a 4 and 3. Leading the way on the OP side, but Shivati is close behind with a 3 and 2. And same with Too Fast there at a 3 and 1. And our first time actually getting a longer round between here. Not seeing any DMs yet for calling for a timeout. And I wouldn't really expect one at this point because they've been really just kind of pushing through cargo. Are they actually doing a round planning? There's no swap outs. Are we gonna change the pace yet again in cargo? I expect Resurgence would at least want to figure out how to stop OP's momentum and kind of start winning a little bit more on the cargo side. While we're waiting here, take a quick peek at chat. Thanks for everybody sticking around here. 79 viewers as of right now. 79 of you. 81. No. So thanks for popping in. This has been a great matchup overall. Lots of back and forth on Quarantine with on almost cap to take out the first map. But didn't go down in the end of it. We won by kills. But let's get back into it here. It sounds like we're gonna get the bell to start off, and here we go. Round number 4.
Hi, baby. I've never seen anything like that.
Alright, boys, let's get it. No, seriously, let's fuck this shit up.
Alright.
I want comms. I want good comms.
Uh-oh.
I was like,
Uh-oh! What just happened? Oh no! Oh no! There's clearly something we missed on the opposite side there. Resurgence mucking about with some grenades and a pistol, it looks like, but now Resurgence is in a 1v4 scenario. Again, we're changing the pace, I guess, with that. That down and then a frag grenade kill. TK kill at that. This angle is definitely being watched as Ree can hear. So can they. 5 minutes remaining. Looks like Ree's going to try to take this a little bit more on the strategical route instead of charging in. Do they have a frag grenade that would help? No, a flashbang. Is Too Fast gonna ultimately move around? No, Laureen's gonna go down with the cross attempt. Flashbang coming out and around. Too Fast does rotate in, but is not in time for them. Canadians now at least approaching the midway point. Down goes Vadi. It's a 1v2 with one revivable on OP's side. And down goes Too Fast, looking for that revive. Vadi can call out this position right here and get Canadian the intel they need to know. You can see on the mini-map that this revive is going to come out. Oh, they're trying to find the location of the body. So 1v2 again, and Ree is not going to know that Vadi is back up in the game. 3 minutes remaining. Vadi's still out in the open over there. Doesn't get tagged. Another flashbang up and over. Yeah, that looks like it did actually get in just below the crate line. Out in the open, does get one, and then OP takes the next round here. Very well done from Ree, holding it together and chopping the enemy side down. Let's see, what are they at now for kills? 3 and 3, so they tie that up. So, potential last round of cargo, and P taken all 3 maps. Let's pop back in on Resurgence here. I usually like to hold in on defense first because they get the first position to set up. Ooh, I heard a Molotov go off. Molotov does not reach anybody here in the end.
Mine's still on the right side.
Hope he's now being cut down. One remaining.
Oh my god.
Looks like my UI got bugged out here again, but Lorraine is now the last one remaining here. Zero Toxic running all the way around, and they do get the kill.
Yeah.
There is a point for Resurgence in the end. So they're fighting hard still. They're fighting hard. Let's see here. Alright, now that my headset is kind of feeling a little bit more comfy. So Resurgence is trying to keep it in play.
What?
Hi, Lauren. Lauren, cheer up.
Bad day for me.
Everyone
This
should be
is a
happy.
bad
We
day
won.
for me.
We won.
I want in and out.
In and out is so fun.
Right side, right side, right side, right side.
Leave that.
0. Drip going down to Chowie in the middle. Steve is still covered by the audio of the smoke there, but Vadi is around the corner. Ducking and looking around for where exactly they are. Not going to find them until Vadi starts moving around again. Look at this. Ree and Shinobi pushing more in the mid as Canadian is the only one on this side of the house, and Vadi is on the other. Down goes Canadian, leaving Vadi the one remaining
I'm back left.
next to the uplink. On the gas can, and Resurgence is now very clearly showing they mean business. OP is probably getting a bit more nervous now, despite winning. Like, I mean, these kill counts from Resurgence are starting to come back up. 4s across the board, minus Shinobi with a 7. So Resurgence is at least trying to reduce as much of this damage as possible. They have 9 points right now compared to the 11 on OP's side. Where are we at now? Looking at the mini-map, we are on the crates.
No. No. No.
I gotta go left side. Nice, not at all.
I heard another Molotov. Drip is lighting that Molotov. Handful of exchanges going on in the middle here, but
Oh, my bad, my bad.
it looks like almost a TK. Almost a TK there. Canadian G is running up. Oh, the smoke just was out of range a little bit more for them to get in. Body gets the kill in the end and takes
Let's go.
a 12 for the match. Whew. All right, so what a ride we've been on. What a ride. Resurgence with the comeback on Cargo, as they were clearly losing a lot of that mental stability and momentum and kind of losing focus. But really pushing. I mean, look at the scores overall though. A 4 and 3, and it ends in a 4 and 3. Like, it's not for naught. They definitely did everything they could throw at them at OP, and they definitely held up with round trades over and over and over again. There's no doubt about it. It's just that this one map, or the points in regards only, was their weakest one. So, I mean, it's just 1 point behind on each map. So yeah, it's been a great one to sit and watch. I think this was the most upvoted for the week. I think we were like, what, 57? Like, this was a very anticipated matchup, so we wanted to catch it. We were all talking about it in the casting side, making sure somebody was at least noticing that the community wanted to see it. It's 56. Community wanted to see this match, and TheSkyJoker was going to join me, but they ended up having a conflict the last minute there, so it's definitely good to see the top quality matchups every now and then. We're going to have to shift here into the silvers and the golds in the next coming weeks, because we are going to be coming up on week 5 in just a few days, and that's when the silvers and golds really start kind of shifting around, going up and down the ladder a little bit, and kind of seeing where they ultimately are going to sit for going into the back half of the season. All right, enough of my blabbing. You're probably tired of hearing me. Thanks for everybody joining me tonight as we are in the last round here. 84 people watching Cargo. Whew. Great to see everybody coming out. So, have a good night. Thanks to the sponsors. We mentioned them earlier. They're on the scoreboard reels. Go check out their gear and their services. And don't forget about the ArmaGG discount code of VRML. 10% off. definitely worth it. All right, have a good night, everybody.